Hi, we are continuing with the module 3, and here in this session we will be discussing about the construction and working of a PV cell. And we started in the previous class and we discussed what are PV cells, their advantages and disadvantages we have discussed. Okay, so now construction and working of a PV cell. The photovoltaic cells, they consist of a PN junction. Okay, PN junction diode which is made from silicon semiconductor. Okay, the PV cells will have a two electrical contacts. Two electrical contacts will be there. One is the metal grid over the N type, and second is a layer of a metal at the back side of the semiconductor. Okay, an anti-reflective layer will be there. Okay, silicon nitride TiO2 is coated in between the metal grids to prevent the reflection of the solar lights. And when sunlight with their photons carrying energy is equal to hv falls on the PN diode, an electron hole pair is generated. Okay, the photovoltaic cell which consists of a two connections will be there. Okay, the one is at the top of the cell, that is a metal grid, and the other one will be at the back of the solar cell which is a metal layer. These two are electrically connected. Okay, and at the center there will be a PN junction will be there. Okay, and there will be a presence of a anti-reflective layer will be there. Fine. This is about the solar cells. When this solar energy falls on the PN junction, solar energy consists of the heat energy, right? When this heat energy is falling on the PN junction, electron hole pairs are generated. Since PN junction allows only one way or one side movement of the electrons, these electrons must flow through the external circuit to recombine with the holes present in the p-type semiconductor. This movement of electrons from N side to P side through the external circuit generates the electric current. And this solar cell is very small in size. Regardless of size, a typical silicon PV cell produces about 0.5 to 0.6 volts of direct current. A typical small cell, okay, will be producing around 0.5 to 0.6 volts of direct current. If we want to produce large number of large amount of the electrical energy, the large number of these cells will be arranged in series and in parallel connections. Okay, they will be called as panels, arrays and modules. They will be producing a large amount of the solar energies. Okay, this is only a typical small size solar cells will be, one cell will be producing around 0.5 to 0.6 volts of direct current, and that current output of a PV cell depends on its efficiency and size, and in proportional the intensity of sunlight striking the surface of the cell. This is very important. Okay, the size of the solar cell is important to produce a large amount of energy, and main important thing is it is depending on the how much of the solar light is striking the surface of the PN junction. This is about the diagram. See in the diagram, it is very clear. There will be two metal connections will be there in the solar cells. That is, one is at the top of the solar cells metal grid will be there, and at the bottom of the solar cell there will be a metal layer. These two layers will be internally electrically connected, and this will be connected to a conducting device like a battery to store the electrical energy, and at the center PN junction will be there. Okay, and at the top region is called a N-type region, and the bottom region is called a P-type region. Okay, and there will be a presence of anti-reflective layer which makes more and more sunlight to fall on the PN junction to produce more amount of the energies. Fine, this is about the diagram of the solar cells. So when the sunlight is falling on the PN junction, you know very well, we already discussed in previous class, the sunlight, solar energy consists of a small pockets of energy called as a photons. Okay, so when these photons are falling on this PN junction, okay, that is heat energy is falling on the PN junction, what happens? The electron and hole pairs are generated. Okay, and the PN junction is having a special property, like here it will be allowing the electrons and the holes to move in a particular direction. When they are flowing through a external circuit, the electrons will be conducted there, and the conducted electrons, that is in the form of energy, it can be used for any purposes like heating, lighting, running of motors, etc. It can be used for any purposes. and after completing everything, no, you must end with the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, already we discussed in the previous classes, but you must when the solar cells, no, this question will be asked like what are PV cells? Write the construction and working of PV cells. Okay, so from the beginning you have to write what are solar cells. Solar cells are the devices which convert the sunlight energy, solar energy from sun into the electrical energy. Okay, then you have to write about the, you have to write the diagram, neat label diagram. You have to explain it what I said previously. Okay, solar cell consists of a PN junction at the center, and at the top there will be a metal grid, and at the bottom of the solar cells there will be a metal layer. These two layers are connected to a conducting device like a battery, and there will be a presence of anti-reflective layer. Okay, fine. And then in the solar energy containing small amounts of energy called photons, okay, which is given by a Planck equation. Okay, E is equal to hc by lambda. When it is falling on a PN junction, electron hole pairs are generated, and the electron hole pairs generated will be moving towards a particular direction. Okay, holes will be moving towards the P region, and the electrons will be drifted and collected at the n-type region, and when they are moving through an external circuit, the electrons will be conducted and stored in the battery that can be used for any purposes like running the motors, heating purposes and lighting purposes, etc. Fine. And then you have to end with the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages are they are eco-friendly because there is no formation of a toxic byproduct during its operation. Okay, there is no toxic byproduct formation or transformation. So it is environmentally friendly and eco-friendly. They do not corrode. Okay, usually in batteries and all there is a problem of corrosion, right? Because it stores the acid there. There is a problem of corrosion, but in PV cells they do not corrode, and they do not contain any moving parts. Okay, as there is no moving part, no wear and tear expenses will be there. And like for these solar cells, recharging is not required like batteries. Batteries, the energy once when after it is used completely, when the energy is not there, you have to recharge them, right? Here for solar cells there is no need to recharge them. Okay, and it is economical. Okay, only the initial cost will be more. After that the energy production will be economical, and it works at a ambient temperatures. Coming to the disadvantages, it is not available during night times. Okay, only during the morning times, when the sunlight is striking the surface of the PN junction, they will be liberating the energies. And very expensive, and installation cost is very high. Okay, only the disadvantage here in the solar cells are they are expensive, and the installation cost will be more. And PV cells generate only the direct current. They generate only the direct current. To convert it into the alternate current form, suitable devices must be there. And it will be unavailable during monsoon or rainy seasons, when it is completely covered with the cloudy seasons. Cloudy, if it is completely cloudy, when the sunlight is not there, the efficiency will be automatically reduced. Okay, and usage of cadmium is there here in certain types of cells. The use of cadmium may not be good for the atmosphere as it is having adverse effects. So that may be one of the disadvantages. Fine. So with this topic, construction and working of the photovoltaic cells, is ended. We will meet shortly with a new topic.